Welcome back to the Crisscross Corner. On today's episode, I will be telling you what I have learned about myself in quarantine. I will also be answering questions from the audience. Crisscross Corner starts now. What up? Welcome back, everyone, to the Crisscross Corner, where I, Kris Canty, share with you my weekly journal to educate, influence, and overall make you aware of what's going on in the world around you. You too can be part of the creative process by joining the Crisscross Corner Facebook group. You can send suggestions on what I should talk about for upcoming episodes. You can also send in a top 10 list for me to do. Also, please listen and support the podcast on Anchor. With as little as 99 cents a month, your support on the app helps me make more videos and more podcasts. Speaking of videos, you too can look at the live episodes of the Crisscross Corner and many other shows from Crisscross Studios on YouTube. Just go to Crisscross Studios on YouTube, subscribe, like this video, because I'm recording right now, like the video, click on the bell for notifications for my upcoming videos, and enjoy. And spread the word. On today's episode, I will be talking about what I have learned about myself in quarantine. But before we get to all that, we're going to talk about stuff that happened over the weekend and last week in general. In what you doing, Detroit? What you doing? Come on, Detroit. What you doing? Number one, I want to talk about what I said about last week. The shootings that happened on the freeways. A lot of them happened on the weekend. And last week I said these shootings were isolated and they were done by people that they knew, or stuff, just random acts, violence. However, apparently, after looking at the news, WXYZ, WIV Local 4, they said that apparently these incidents are fits of road rage on the freeways. Road rage is leading to people dying on the freeway due to shootings, drive-by shootings. Literally. Drive-by shootings. So to all the citizens and visitors to the city of Detroit, please be cautious. Use your indicators. Don't be stupid on the roads, because one stupid act, one ignorant act could eventually get you shot on the Southfield Freeway, on the Lodge, on the Fisher, on the Chrysler, on the Etzel Ford. Just watch out, because people crazy, and they will shoot you. There are a lot of people on the roads that are coming on out of quarantine that don't know how to act. So please be cautious. They might get a little agitated if you cut them off, speed ahead of them. Just be careful out there, guys. So yeah, shootings on the Southwood Freeway. There was a big one on Saturday. I didn't see it, but I saw the aftermath. It was not good. It looked horrible. The state police shut down, I think, the Lodge and the Southwood Freeway to investigate, get all the evidence they needed for the incidents that happened last weekend. But again, please be careful. Be mindful of your surroundings and just obey the laws of the road. All right, number 2. What you doing, Detroit? What you doing? Gyms in Metro Detroit are being ticketed for violating Governor Whitmer's closure order. I think this came from the Detroit Free Press. The Raise the Bar gym in Lincoln Park and some of its members who were, obviously working out, were ticketed after the police were made aware that the gym was open in violation of executive orders related to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. I believe this was on Monday or Tuesday. The police came back. The police gave them the citations, all this stuff. They was like, hey, you're doing this wrong. We're going to ticket you, and you should close down right now. So they did that. Then a few days later, the police came back to find out it was still open and gave citations again. They was like, we shall not be moved. Oh, yes, you're going to be moved. With everything opening up, COVID-19 cases have been worse, literally worse than April, which was pretty much the bar. Like, that was the worst month we had, April and May. Now COVID-19 has been like ridiculous. Like, people are going out like it's not a thing, and it's killing people. People may not be aware that you can be asymptomatic and pretty much spread it to other people who can't deal with it as good as you can. So please be cautious out there. And this is all the people who think it's gone, and the people who think it's not a big deal. This is a virus, okay? A virus that can spread and be transferred to you, and you may not have symptoms. You may not know you have it. You might be like, hey, we partying. Hey, we at Cedar Point. Hey, we're at the Riverwalk. Hey, we're riding a Lime scooter, which I'll get to that in a second. You might think that you may not have it, but you might have it. And you can spread it to someone who might not be able to fight off the virus. People with compromised immune systems, with asthma, older people who haven't had their shots. All right? It may get them sick or kill them. All right? So please be courteous. Wear a mask in public that covers both your nose and your mouth tightly. Carry hand sanitizer and wash your hands regularly if you can. If you're by a sink, please wash your hands. Use soap. Do the 20-second hand washing thing, which I'll get to in a second later on in the show. Wash your hands regularly. Please do not touch your face if you're in public. And if you touch something, please don't touch your face, because that's how it spreads. Your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, they're all connected. So please watch out. I'm going to say this again. Please wash your hands if you haven't done any prevention measures. Governor Whitmer did. Yesterday, she put up the alert because my phone went off. She said that it is now mandatory to wear a mask in Michigan, in public and outdoor places. All right? Please wear your masks. All right? We want to stop this, and we want everything to go back to normal. All right? All right. Number 3. This is the biggest one that happened over the weekend. The biggest incident that happened over the weekend with police and the community. We've had a few demonstrations, few protests Friday and Saturday over the death of Hakeem. This is not your typical police shooting. I'm sorry, his name is Hakeem Littleton. Doesn't matter what he did before all this happened. There were rumors around town on Friday, July 10th, 2020, that an unarmed black man was shot dead by the police on Detroit's west side. A few hours later, video evidence from the cops, the cameras on the body cams, and other video evidence shows that Hakeem Littleton shot first. He shot at the police officers, and then they took him down, and eventually, yes, they killed him. All right. And this caused full-scale protests because majority of people thought that the rumor that he was unarmed, they just killed him out of the blue. Like, that's. I mean, first when I heard it, I was like, okay, this got to stop. This is like this. Now it's in Detroit. But But let's just go fast forward to later on in the day. The police chief came on live TV and showed the people what actually happened. There were 3 people on video, 3 people walking on the sidewalk, broad daylight. One of them was wanted on a federal drug charge, which I don't get why you're just walking in the middle of the day. But he was wanted on a federal drug charge. The drug unit came up on him. They took him down. He gave up easily, but Hakeem was like, "You ain't taking my boy." He pulled out a gun from his pocket, his right side pocket. He pulled a gun out. He fires twice at an officer, which missed the officer, but the officer still at him, took him down. However, the gun was still firing. So the rest of the police officers just killed him dead. I think it was like there was 2 shots, and then there was 2 more shots after he went down. But then the police shot, I think, 4 more times. So I believe that was 8 shots in less than 10 seconds. So that's what happened. That's all that needs to happen, and that's all that needs to be said. End of story. Yes, someone died. Someone's son, someone's friend, member of the community. The witnesses say that he was unarmed, but evidence says that he was armed and he shot at the police. The police didn't do anything to him. They took the person that they wanted. However, Hakeem was like, "Hey, bro, you ain't gonna take me." And then he pulled out a gun. And police officers, when they see a gun, they're gonna take it. You pull a gun on them. You pull out a gun on a police officer. Odds are 99% is that you're gonna get taken down because you have a gun, and they don't really want to deal with guns. All right, but if you shoot at a police officer, there's 99.99999999999% that you're gonna get shot, and that's what happened to Hakeem Littleton over the weekend. In this case, Hakeem, rest in peace and condolences to his family. This is not the same as George Floyd, who was just taken down, knee on the back of his neck for almost 9 minutes. This is not a Breonna Taylor. This is not an Ahmaud Arbery. We are in a difficult time, guys, where we are fed up with the police and the judicial system. However, you cannot deny facts in this case. Hakeem had the gun. He shot at the police officers. The police took him down. Pretty standard police work. I applaud the Detroit Police Department on their job. However, if the police just randomly shoot somebody for no reason, that's when I'll get mad. However, Hakeem Littleton pulled out a gun and they took him down. Typical. This is not the same. Like I said, it's not the same as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Ahmaud Arbery. You shoot at the police, you're get shot at too, and then odds are you're gonna die. It was with good judgment that the police chief released the video because people thought that this guy was unarmed. I thought he was unarmed until I saw the stuff. So then I put a whole 180 on the whole concept of this whole case, because people wanted to make this out to be killing another unarmed black man, which it definitely wasn't. We as American citizens need to understand that we can't fight fire with fire, because if we lie on the police when they have body cameras and video footage, like, that's defeating our purpose, trying to get justice for people, and then we're lying about what they do to people that we care about. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Like I said before, the cop that Hakeem was shooting at did not flinch. He just went straight at him. Like 2 shots were shot, and he did not flinch. And he took him down while the gun was still firing. That man had balls. Speaking of balls, have you tried Manscaped? At Manscaped, they have created everything a gentleman needs to ensure a comfortable and clean existence for your family jewels. Their perfect package 3.0 gives you the tools you need for a painless hair removal and the formulations needed to deodorize, moisturize, and refresh the balls. Oh, yes, the balls. We have the Lawnmower 3.0. We have the Crop Cleanser, the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver, and the Plow. Yes. I tried it a few weeks ago. Oh, it works. I tried it in the water. I tried it in the shower. I tried it outside my bedroom. It is amazing. It is 100% waterproof. You can even take it in the shower, like I did last week. Manscaped is not only the world's premium male grooming product, but it also is the voice and behind the movement for liberating men of all ages to be the very best they can be. Being mindful, socially aware, and respectable to one and all is the core to Manscaped's mission. So is giving back. This is why Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to raise awareness for the most common form of cancer in men ages 15 to 35 and to help save balls. Yes, that cop had balls. I have balls too. I am a male. Curious to for more info, go check out the Manscaped website. Oh yes, visit the Manscaped website right now for more information. Your balls will thank you. All right, let's go to the next part of the show. We have questions from the audience. A few questions of the I'm probably going to do 5 questions today. Going to go through them real quick before I get to my main part of the show today. Questions from the audience. We're going to do number 1. Let's see what they said. You're going to remain anonymous because I don't want to say your name to the show. Not just yet. Number 1, back in high school, what was the strangest thing someone could find in your locker? Shoot. I think I was the only one who put stuff in their lockers. But I used to have, remember those Izzy drinks, the Izzy Clementine and the Blackberry Izzy's? I used to have like cases of them in my locker because the drinks and stuff were not up to par at the high school. That's probably the strangest thing. I had like 3 cases of each. That's probably the strangest thing. Because I didn't really keep a lot in my locker because I was barely on campus, but when I did, I had Izzy's in there during this time. Number 2, what have you ever had a weird Uber experience? I've had a few. I mean, I was both a rider and a driver. So I'm going to do 1 from each. So a weird Uber driver riding experience was I was in Philadelphia. Got out from the airport, got in the car. We were driving towards downtown. And then we're driving. I'm looking at the skyline and all that stuff, pretty stuff. It's pretty dark because I came in around like 11 o'clock. But we see this guy in front of us on like a 1-lane, like an exit ramp. The exit ramp. He was fixing his in the lane, like under the car, just fixing it. I'm like, okay. So we swerved around him and stuff, but it was crazy. Like that's probably the weirdest experience I had in an Uber. Now the weirdest driving experience. And I've said this to a lot of people in my circle, but I was driving one night in Clinton Township, like Macomb Township, Clinton Township area, like crashing in 23 Mile. Just, a couple with 2 kids, 2 babies actually, like a toddler and baby. They're like, okay. I picked them up from Meyer. Had to take them to their apartment around the corner. So I picked them up. They said, can we go to White Castle? I'm like, no. It's on this little pathway that we're going on right here. So I can't take it to White Castle. So I dropped it off at their apartment building. They all get out. They're like, thank you, sir. You're all good. And so if the kids say, thank you, sir, all that stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm doing a great job. I see the parents walks towards their house, open the door. One of the kids' butts is just wet. And I'm thinking, oh, she peed on herself. Oh, that's tragic. And then I was like, hold up. She was just in my car. I turn around, look on my leather seats in my Jeep. This little thing, this little heathen peed on my seat. On my seat. So I had to go back to the mire. I took a picture of it. To send Uber. I got reimbursed for all that stuff, but I went to Meijer, got all the Lysol wipes I could get, all the bleach I could get, all the water, all the desanitation spray, all the Lysol. I cleaned up my car at 2:00 in the morning in a Meijer parking lot. That was the weirdest, craziest Uber driving experience I've ever had in my life. So if you drive Uber, please carry Lysol wipes, Lysol spray, because you never know what's going to happen back there. And then clean up after every passenger, please, because you don't know what they had. Especially now with COVID, you have to clean up back there because you never know what they might spread to the next person coming in your car. All right, next question. What is the longest you've ever waited in line for something, and how long was it? I don't really wait in line for things anymore, but when I did back in the day, we used to go to Cedar Point, and the longest I've ever waited for a ride was Maverick when it first came out back in like 07, 08. And I waited a good 3.5 hours to get on the ride because we didn't have enough money for fast lane passes. But that's pretty much the longest I've waited for something. And it rained. So we waited 3.5 hours plus a few more hours. So I think that was about 5 hours in total. 5 hours. It's the longest time I waited for something. Because I don't wait in line for Jordans. I don't wait in line for Apple products. That's just dumb. But a roller coaster? Oh yes. And speaking of roller coasters, Cedar Point just opened this week. You have to have a reservation, and you have to go through all the procedures that they want you to do before entering the park. Just thinking about roller coasters and COVID-19 is just gross. But that leads to our next question. What is the grossest thing you ever seen someone do in public? I've seen a hobo poop in public next to a parking spot that I used to park in. I was like, oh my God, that is gross. That is gross. So yeah, that's probably the grossest thing I've seen in public. Number 5. This is the final question from the audience. They asked, what slogan or jingle has got you stuck in your head forever? All right. If anybody doesn't know, I'm about to pull it up right now. If anybody doesn't know what video resurfaced from Smokey Robinson's past, he made a PSA for gangbanging. This is the song that it's gonna stay in my head for a few more months, but this is stuck in my head. I keep on singing it every day, so we're gonna sing it now. Smoking that smoke, doing that coke, dealing that dough, giving up hope, gang banging, gang banging, gang banging, staying out late, preaching that pain, find your mother, killing your brother. Killing in ways, giving up grace. Gang banging, gang banging. All right, Smokey. Gang banging. Oh, goodness gracious. That song is stuck in my head forever. I'm gonna sing that every day. Speaking of smoking, Tailor Made Burgers is the best place for some good burgers in Detroit. They don't only have burgers; they have steak, lamb chops, shrimp dinners, fish, and potato bowls. Oh, those potato bowls! Oh my God, they are so good. Uh, you can try Tailor Made Burgers. It's on 7 Mile between Ryan Road and Mound. 4844 East 7 Mile Road, Detroit, Michigan. Their phone number is 313 891 5858. Call it in because it is COVID. Please call it in. Cash only, folks. Cash only. Go get that cheeseburger at Tailor Made Burgers on the east side. Shout out to your boy. All right. Back to the regular show. All right. What have I learned about myself in quarantine? There's a few things that I learned about myself. I'm going to do number one, which is I learned how to not touch my face. I used to touch my face all the time. You know, I got a beard, got to keep this thing groomed. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to not to touch my face. Watching the news made me so scared of the virus that I was like, I can't touch nothing. I'm gonna walk around looking like a robot. But how about the new way to wash my hands? Like touch my face, wash my hands. First of all, I'm gonna say this out loud right now. I have never seen in my life people washing their hands like they did for the commercials promoting washing your hands on CNN. I have never washed my hands like that. Of course, I washed all my hands, the front, the back, the palms, between the fingers, get the nails too, top of the wrists, get those. I never seen somebody, hold up, let me show myself. I never seen somebody wash their hands like this. I've never seen it in my life until COVID-19. This is probably why COVID-19 spread, because we weren't taught how to wash our hands properly. Come on, guys. Come on, CDC. Come on, H. Come on. Like, I've never seen people wash their hands like that. And for 20 seconds, that's too long. But yeah, I learned how to not touch my face, and I learned a new way to wash my hands. Something I learned about myself, like as a man, as a person, that I'm a family man. There's a side of me that really wants to be around people now because I haven't been around people for 4 to 5 months. I'm a very introverted person. However, not being around people for a long period of time is like, it drives me crazy. I'm like, I need to see somebody face to face. I need to hang out with people. That's why I started the Great Debaters with my friends, because that's how we all got together every week. During quarantine, we kind of got together like 3 times a week. Then it went down to 2 times a week due to everybody's new schedule. And now it's 1 time a week on Mondays on Kris Studios on YouTube. So check it out. But yeah, I started a few podcasts, a few shows, just to stay in contact with people I care about. We made some spinoffs. We made Kris and Kris, which is a sports podcast that we do every week or every 2 weeks due to our schedules. We have The Only Amigos with my friend Bryce. He's in Philadelphia. I'm here in Detroit. We just do it on Zoom. We talk about different topics that happen over the week, and we just laugh and have fun and have a good time. We also have the Crisscross Corner right here on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever podcasts are heard. So yeah, I'm a very good family man. I like to keep people together. I like to keep pushing people to be their best. And in order to be your best, you have to be disciplined. All right? That's number 4. I learned that discipline is very important. Like I said, COVID is driving people crazy. And people having people having the COVID babies now. COVID babies are a real thing out here, y'all. They'd be like, hey, you were born in 2020, weren't you? Yeah, you was a COVID baby. Oh, boy. I learned that chips and tacos and burgers and pizza are not good every day, so I started eating salad every day. Started working out. As you can tell, I've been working out. Uh, had a lot of my sleep schedule is not that good anymore, but that's just because I haven't been working as much. I've just been doing a lot of like hobbies and stuff, playing more video games, playing like figuring out how to do this podcast, figuring out just how to make more money, more streams of income and all that stuff. Uh, but during the week, my eating habits got better. Uh, 1.5 gallons of water every day, exercise every day, soccer practices, like I said, salads. But I do Taco Tuesdays. Taco Tuesdays are essential to the week. All right. And Mi Pueblo Express in Southwest Detroit. That's a great segue. Has the best chicken tacos in Southwest Detroit. Oh, yes, they do. They got tacos, burritos, quesadillas, you know. The more I think about tacos, the more I want to go to Mi Pueblo Express. It's Tuesday. I might go after practice today. You never know. It satisfies your Taco Tuesday needs. It's a 100 out of 10. All right. Oh, yeah. Go get your tacos today at Mi Pueblo Express, 7271 West Verner in Southwest Detroit. Takeout, they do call-ins. They do take both card and cash, so you'll be good. Mi Pueblo Express, West Verner Highway, Southwest Detroit. Go get it. Like I said, sleep. I barely got sleep. Some nights I got 4 hours. Some nights I get 2 hours. Some nights I get 9 to 10 hours of sleep. But now I'm back to work, so I got to get those 6 to 8 hours every night. That's why Great Debaters is only once a week, 8 to 10 on Mondays. My record, I did a record for sleep. No, record for staying up, actually. I stayed up for 4 days straight. I was binge watching, actually. Binge watching some, I think I was watching, it was either Wonder Year, Seventh Heaven, or Degrassi, one of them shows. It was Black Panther All American. I remember that. It was All American because I remember I stayed up for like 3 days looking at it. I had to watch from the beginning. It was so good. I think they're having another season coming out. But yeah. Next one. I reconnected with myself. I really had to reconnect with myself because there was a lot of stuff that went on between 2017 and 2019 that really changed my life for the better. But I just had to reconnect with myself, and these 4 to 6 months were a good reset because I'm ready to reconquer the world. All right, I'm ready to reconquer everything that I became to be and find myself again. I started to hang pictures and posters all around my walls, as you can see. But I did it all to tap into my interior designer. But I'm not very picky at what I put on my walls. And speaking of walls and pictures, oh boy, I got another ad to give y'all. We have Mixed Tiles. Mixed Tiles turns your photos into affordable, stunning wall art. The tiles are 8 inches by 8 inches. They are beautiful. They attach easily. They're removable and reusable and leave no marks on your walls. That's great because, I like to take my stuff off and just move it and not repaint the walls. That's just a pain, guys. But these will not give you a pain. They can just take them off and put them in another place. All right. I literally have an entire wall over there. I don't want to show you guys because I'll make you guys jealous of all the travels that I've been on. Yes, I have a crisscross travels wall. I have a wall of mixed tiles. I have like many adventures around the country. And you yourself can make a wall of your travels and many family memories. If you go to mixtiles.com or to the Mixed Tiles app, it's the pink app. All right. The pink app with the 3 white dots on it. All right. Mixtiles.com. MIXTILES.com. All right. Let's get creative. All right, the last four. I'm just gonna run through them real quick. Gonna talk about how I spent. I learned this about myself. I spend a lot of money on coffee. A lot of money. Looked at my credit card bill. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money on coffee. So guess what I did during quarantine? I bought 100 count K cup for my Keurig at home, and I just do that. Saves me a good $30 a month on coffee. Good $30. I can save that $30 for something else. Uh, Probably for a new house. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. In the works, everybody. Uh, I also learned that I'm a kid at heart. I like doing stuff. I like what I was watching PBS, the PBS app, watching old episodes of Arthur and Cyber Chase over quarantine. Uh, what else did I watch? I watched a few movies that I used to watch when I was a kid. I watched Muppets from Space. I watched Underdog. Um, I watched some Pokemon. I watched Digimon Frontier on Hulu. Fresh Prince episodes, Martin episodes. I just been watching a lot of good TV, a lot of stuff that I watched when I was a kid. And it's good to go back and look at all the stuff that you did to make you who you are today. But it's always good to move on from that stuff and become a man, become a woman, become whoever you're supposed to be in life. But never not look back on what has got you here. However, speaking of not looking back, I don't want to go back to work. Like the actual office. I'm not I can't do it. I'm not conditioned anymore. I went to work on Monday, a few Mondays ago. Got back home, I went straight to bed at 5:30 and woke up at like 2 in the morning. I couldn't do it, America. I couldn't do it. But I mean, I have to go back to work because they're making us come back to work. I can do all my stuff from home, basically. Like the world is changing. Like people are like learning that most of the stuff that they do, it can all be done from home. Depends on the job, but if you can do it from home, I'd suggest you do it from home. You should designate a space for your office and do all your stuff to, get rid of distractions. But if you can do that, the business is gonna keep on running. If you can do your stuff from home, then do it. Speaking of going to sleep at 5:30. Relaxation is bliss, guys. I finally understand what old people do, what they mean by relaxing, because before COVID, I was just always busy, never had time to sleep, never had time to do anything that was outside of the schedule. But now that I have so much time, I kick back and relax. Well, now I'm back out of quarantine, but I'm back to my regular scheduled programming. But anytime I get to relax, I cherish it. All right? You should cherish that too. So that was all the things that I learned about myself that, I need to relax more often. I need to stop spending a lot of money on coffee. I don't want to go back to work. I'm a kid at heart. I love people. I'm a family man. I learned that about myself. I need to learn how to wash my hands better, apparently, based on CNN and CDC. My eating habits need to change. Maybe your eating habits need to change. Discipline is important because we're having a lot of course, COVID babies are a thing. Like I said earlier in What You Do in Detroit, drive-by shootings, calm down, y'all. If someone just cut you off, just let them cut you off and just keep driving. You didn't get hit. You're good. Keep driving. Mind your business. And then you have to reconnect with yourself. And I reconnected with myself, and you should reconnect with yourself. This was a good restart. I think this is what we all needed, a good restart to everything. And I think I don't want to say this was a blessing because a lot of people died during COVID-19, but for all the people that needed a good restart to their life and a good restart to their mental health, this was a great restart because we needed this. So that's what I learned about myself. And we're going to move on to our next segment, which is my top 10 list. Um, we're gonna do this top 10 list is gonna make y'all mad. I'm just saying. But that's what I learned about myself. What have you learned about yourself during this quarantine? Did some of this stuff? Did you have some of the same ones I had? Did you not have the same ones? Did you reevaluate your life for the rest of 2020? Were you shocked? Well, you're about to be really shocked because on the Kris and Kris podcast, which we do on Kris Cross Studios, check us out on YouTube for other episodes. On the Kris and Kris podcast, we talked about the very best of Black cinema, the best movies that have African Americans, minorities, and all that stuff. We talked about them, and there were a few movies that I have not seen, and I was surprised that I have not seen. And you're going to be shocked, or mad, or both. So without further ado, here are my top 10 Black movies that I have never seen, or have either not seen or not have seen all the way through. So these are just the parts. All right. We have not seen, this is a not seen all the way through. I've never seen Belly. I had never seen Belly. Never seen it all the way through. I don't even know what it's about. Number 9, Dead Presidents. Never seen it all the way. Never seen it. Number 8, Do the Right Thing. Never seen that movie. Sorry, Spike. I haven't seen it before. The Wood. Never seen that movie in my life. Love Jones. I've only seen parts of that movie. All right, so don't kill me for this, guys. Don't kill me for this. We have Moonlight. Never seen it. It won the Oscar too. Still, I just didn't see it. We have House Party. I've only seen parts of House Party. That's number 4. This is gonna hurt everybody. The top 3 are gonna hurt everybody. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Friday. The first Friday. I've seen Friday After Next and Next Friday all the way through. I have never seen the first Friday all the way through. I just know parts. Like, you got knocked the fuck out. That's the only part I really remember from the whole movie. And damn, that's all I remember. Number 2, we have The Color Purple. Only seen parts of that movie. Only seen parts. This is bad, guys. I need to do better with my movies, my Black movies. I've seen most of them. I've seen most of the Black movies, but these 10, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Number 1, this is just gonna take everybody from my. I'm just gonna get canceled after this. The 5 Heartbeats. Never seen it. Never seen the movie. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The Black delegate, back to Black delegation, trades Christopher Canty to the white people. I'm sorry, guys. I've never seen the 5 Heartbeats. So that's my top 10 list. We're going to go through it again. Number 10 was Belly. Never seen it. Number 9, Dead Presidents. Never seen it. Number 8, Do the Right Thing. Never seen it. Number 7 is The Wood. Never seen it. Number 6 is Love Jones. Only seen parts of it. Number 5, we have Moonlight. Never seen it. Number 4, we have House Party. Only seen it in parts. Number 3, Friday. Only seen it in parts. 2, The Color Purple. Only seen it in parts. And number 1, that's going to get me canceled, and I don't care because I might watch it this weekend just to get uncanceled, but I haven't seen the 5 Heartbeats. Sue me. Sue me if I haven't seen the 5 Heartbeats. But remember, my hours are from 9 to 5. So what other movies do you think that I haven't seen before? Please comment below. Please subscribe to the page. Join the Crisscross Corner page and comment on what you think that I've missed. And remember, as members, you get to choose like the topics that I talk about on this show. You also get to choose a top 10 list I have to do. And of course, you get to watch the show live on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button. Come on, guys. Just click on the subscribe button. Just give it a click and just watch the show. Click the notification button so you can get updates on all the movies, not just Crisscross Corner, but you can watch The Great Debaters. You can watch The Only Amigos. You can watch Kris and Kris. You can watch the extra content that we put out, the extra bonus content that we put out. Very extra. But the very, very extra stuff is on Patreon. Become a patron of the Patreon today. The Crisscross Studios on Patreon is only $5 a month. But $5 gets you all of the stuff that the Great Debaters do and the stuff that I do. I have a new show. We have DJ Crisscross. That's me. I'll be dropping medleys of my favorite artists on different shows. My first 3 shows, we're going to do The Temptations first. Then we're going to do Beyonce. And then we're going to do, I believe, Stevie Wonder for the 3rd episode. So please check out that on Patreon. But you can only do it if you drop $5 a month. Just drop $5. You can also see the Great Debaters when we do our 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s music appreciation nights. We be jamming, all right? We be dropping hits, all right? Please subscribe to the Patreon. Only $5. $5? $5? $5 a month, y'all. All right? You can also subscribe topics for the top 10 lists on the Patreon as well. Those will be taken into a higher account because you guys paid for it. So I got to put it on the list in the show. Your list might make it on the podcast. So please join the Facebook group and the Patreon. Facebook group is free. Patreon is $5 a month. All right. Please listen to the podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. Tell your friends and family about the podcast. Catch me next week for another episode of Crisscross Corner. Please stay safe, guys. I just got a text from my coaches. They're going to be at practice today. I got to get ready for practice. Please stay safe. Please social distance. And be nice to each other.